Well, I was gonna talk about a bunch of news today. I've got about 1,000 articles here pulled up and ready to go that I wanted to talk about. Some fun things, some funny things, some lighthearted things, and Donald Trump's back in the news. Surprise, surprise. I don't know. Maybe I'll do another episode later this week, but we got to talk about this. Let's talk about it. Here we go.
All I ask is, if we have to give these bastards our lives, we give them hell before we do!
The tragedy of our day is the climate of fear in which we live.
Talking about the Salomon Brothers building collapsing.
I would ask the congressman to withdraw that comment and tell us that he really means that.
Half the Trump supporters do what I call activist support.
I don't know what I said. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
The Bible commands that certain people be put to death.
Thieves were possessing weapons of mass destruction. 9/11 attacks were carried out by Al-Qaeda.
Handle the truth.
I remember that with that smoke! We are still here!
We have to say yes to social justice.
No. It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Fuck. It's it's impeachment day. Good old Donnie Trump's getting impeached again. It's happening, and it's so hard to care because it's so meaningless now. And let me start by saying, I'm not a Donald Trump supporter. No, I don't know. I don't know how many times I have to say it. Don't know how many times I have to point it out on this show or in person to everybody. Haven't voted for the guy once, not one single time in either election. If he ran again, I would have to see something completely different for me to ever consider voting for him. But no, not a Trump supporter. I think the guy should have been impeached a long time ago. I think that he and all of his predecessors, Barack Obama, George Bush, Bill Clinton, the list goes on, they should have all been impeached for war crimes. But for some reason, the powers that be decide, let's not do that. Let's not open that sticky can of worms that makes us look bad and takes away our biggest money-making profitable tool for our country. Yeah, they're all about jobs. No, by the way, welcome to the show. I just remembered that echo that I can hear. It's going to distract me the entire time, but this is The System is Down, where we talk about all the uncomfortable topics like conspiracies, politics, religion, and all the things that trigger you, things that are happening in the world. Just look outside your window and watch the world burn. I mean, you can turn on the news, or you can look outside. It's happening right before our eyes. Not really. If I look outside, all I see is snow and bleak winter, but mostly peacefulness, because the world is not as overhyped or as divisive and cynical as the media, the cathedral, if you will, as the powers that be would have you believe. I don't think that's an accident. We're going to get into all that, of course. But yeah, the system is down, and I knocked out the wall behind me. Remember, I keep saying that I'm going to do remodeling. I'm going to remake this studio into something cool and make this a cooler viewing experience for you, to incentivize you to come watch the show. I'm doing that. And to you audio listeners, which I know is the vast, vast majority of you, consider watching the show, because there's going to be more interesting things to look at than just my face in the very near future. But for now, that is what it is. But yeah, it's echoey because that wall's opened up and there's nothing in that room yet. We're expanding. I'm going to make it more of a comfortable environment to be able to come and record more often, to come and do potentially live streams if Odyssey gets that up and running. A place where we can have guests in studio and actually come on the show in person and have actual human interactions, because that's what this show is all about. If you're not familiar with this show, it's all about just exploring what is truth and what humanity is. And that, in order to do that, we have to be able to talk about things that are important, things that are uncomfortable, things like this impeachment. And we have to be able to look at it in as unbiasedly of a manner as possible. There's libertarians and Republicans and Democrats, everyone seems to take a side on this and go hardcore on that side, libertarians included. You guys are the biggest problem, in my opinion, because you are taking sides on this. Now, let me be clear, I do come from a more conservative background. I do think that Donald Trump was done dirty over the last 4 years. Russia scandal? Still waiting for the evidence, still waiting for that to pan out. If that actually happened, then we should have been able to prove it. They went through this impeachment process. We've been here before. This all feels like deja vu. And what came out of that? Nothing. They have a bone to pick. I don't have to be a Trump supporter to be able to look at this and see that they had a bone to pick and that they didn't like him. I didn't like him either, but for completely different reasons. I did like him better than Joe Biden. Now, before we get into this, I have to ask, did Donald Trump incite an insurrection or call to violence? Did he? If he did, let's talk about that. Let's prove that. Let's show that evidence. I still have yet to see it. So today I'm pulling up what I would imagine is one of the more inflammatory videos about this. This is from Vice News. They're not fans of Donald Trump either, just like me, but in a different brand. They're cult haters. Or they're haters. They're in the hate cult. I don't like Donald Trump, but I refuse to join your cults. Now, Vice News, if anybody can come up with the best evidence of inciting anti-Donald Trump evidence that shows that he incited violence and insurrection and yada, yada, yada. This video is called How Trump's Capitol Speech Incited Insurrection. I looked this up because I do have an open mind. If he did, let's talk about it. Let's prove it. If he didn't, then we need to, I don't know, shut the fuck up, maybe. That's starters. Maybe, I don't, should I do a YouTube cut at some point? I realized profanity is not welcome on YouTube anymore either. Just the most flowery of human speech. But just talking about former President Donald Trump at this point is enough for me to get my third strike on YouTube. So I probably will have to jump over to TSID Pod. You'll have to join me there if you want to hear this actual conversation. Before I get into that, I forgot about all the pleasantries I got to do here, just so you guys know. This show is sponsored by you. Where's that freaking video? I also just reset all my settings. Like, I restarted, or I updated the program for the software that I use, and it reset all my buttons, so I had to move a bunch of things because it reset everything. So the show is brought to you by you. You are the producers of the show. You are what makes this show keep growing, getting bigger and better, more beautiful. People like Craig DaCosta, Joe Kabinski, Dylan House, Derek Evans, Stephen Hartman, Aaron Stute, Howie Snowden, Brian McWilliams, David White, John Schweppe, Lucas something, Justin Zelinsky, and Javari. Javari, welcome. He's the latest to be added. But if you would like to be on that list, if you like this show and you want to hear more of it and you want to keep funding me, making it a bit bigger, better, and more beautiful viewing and listening experience for you, then come join the Downers Club. It is where we hang and we talk freely and openly about truth and real things that are happening in the world. You also get bonus episodes of the show every single week, so if you want more weird, more raw, more offensive, I would say much more fun as well, but more weekly content, come join the Downers Club at patreon.com/thesystemIsdown. We also have Anti-News Live up and running. That is our social network. Yeah, it's growing. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It's going great. It's awesome. I love it. Antinewslive.com is our replacement. We got kicked off of Facebook, so we made our own. Just a little community for podcasters and fellow weirdos, free thinkers, people who just want to explore truth and find out what is true so we can grow and expand humanity in this dangerous thing called, I don't know, just existing anymore, like having thoughts. You can't do that. You can't do that in the public square anymore. So we got to go to the private square. And it's not just libertarians. It's not just, I guess, Trump supporters based on what people will assume from this episode. We have left, right, gay, straight, black, white, doesn't matter. Everybody's welcome. If you're civil, come have civil conversations. The only way we grow is through debate. The only way we grow is through challenging our own beliefs and talking with others civilly. I think it's important. I think it's going to change the world. I know it's going to change the world, one uncomfortable conversation at a time. That's what we're here to do. We're here to expand humanity. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. So can I talk about anything in here before jumping off of YouTube? I'd like to give you YouTubers still something to latch onto a little bit because it's a slippery platform, the YouTube. People slip in and out, and I know that if I don't give you enough to hold on to, then you're gonna not join me at tsidpod.com. I don't think I can, though. I don't think there's anything that I can talk about in this story. Hopefully you guys will get another episode this week. I do have a bunch of news stories that will be a little bit more fun than this, but I'm going to get offensive now, and YouTube can't handle it. So come join me at tsidpod.com for a real human saying real human things, and challenge me. Come challenge me, please. If you disagree with me, come challenge me. But YouTube, thanks for your time. Thanks for your service, and GFYS.